Money FM 89.3, the best of the afternoon update.
Money FM 89.3, you're with me, Lynn Lee, on the Afternoon Update. Now, in recent days, we heard news of a new mixed-use development project to be built in Bukit Jaga in Johor Bahru, with an estimated gross development value of 2.6 billion ringgit, which is about 787 million Sing dollars. The project will have residential, retail, hospitality, healthcare, and education components, and will be integrated with the upcoming JB, Singapore Rapid Transit System Link, which is slated to be completed by the end of 2026. And here in Singapore, Union Square, located near the Singapore River, is being built by City Developments Limited. You know, more and more such projects are coming up. They combine two or more asset classes. So what are the factors to consider beyond scale? And what are the challenges managing such mixed-use projects? We want to find out all the latest trends. And joining me this afternoon are my two guests right in the studio with me. They are Ms. Shaw Lacey, Chief Operating Officer of Far East Organization's Sales and Leasing Group, and Ismail Gafoor, CEO of PropNex. Welcome both.
Hi, Lynn. Yes, good.
Thank you.
Now, okay, Lacey, I want to hear from you first, because Far East Organization recently gave a sneak peek to the media unveiling Aurea. And from the artist's impression images I've seen, it looks like a very beautiful, very striking new 45-story residential tower within the iconic Golden Mile Singapore development. And it's integrated with the rejuvenated Golden Mile. And this project blends heritage, contemporary living, retail spaces, everything. You know, tell us more, just to get us up to speed. What's the latest? When will it be launched? When's the preview?
Okay, Aurea is actually the next chapter of the Golden Mile complex. Okay, it is a place where modern living meets iconic heritage. This is a very good example of a conserved heritage reimagined for modern living. And this will definitely set a new benchmark in mixed-use development. As you have mentioned, Aurea is an architecture masterpiece that actually harmonizes with one of the most iconic, most historical building in Singapore, the Golden Mile Complex, which is Singapore's first conserved large-scale Butterist building. So Aurea is directly linked to the commercial and the retail hub of the Golden Mile. So it means that residents will actually have all the urban conveniences at their doorstep.
I see.
And actually Aurea, every aspect of Aurea is very thoughtfully designed and curated to enhance modern living. Right? We have 3 levels of wellness and entertainment facilities on the level 3, level 17, level 33. And we have 2 25 meters swimming pool with the expansive view of Marina Bay and Kallang Basin.
Hold on, and that's for 188 units.
That's right, only 188 units. And we have these 3 levels of common areas. And then, of course, we have the gym, bouldering wall on the level 33, private entertainment lounges, dining pavilions, sky gardens, and relaxation decks. All these will actually promote what we call social interaction and connection with nature. And Aurea Residences has very highly functional layouts. The layout has been designed in such a way that to maximize natural light, airflow, the views and the connectivity within the apartment. So this apartment will actually have a sense of openness and luxury. So Aurea is actually more than just a luxury residence in a mixed-use development.
Okay, Gafoor, yourself from a real estate services perspective, what's the draw here for Aurea specifically?
We are truly excited. Lacey invited us to the show unit as a preview peek. My goodness, it is not that I'm trying to exaggerate. It's very few development have got such view unblocked, and it's so beautiful, I must say. But what is more exciting here is we have seen a trend. Every time there is a mixed-use development, the Singaporeans love, because they want convenience. And we are talking about, in the case of Aurea, not only it is in a district that is really dynamic residential location, but mere fact that Aurea is connected to the Golden Mile, which has got offices and as well as medical suites, it means it is a neighboring, there's a rental catchment. And in any investment, what people are looking at is the yield returns. And we have always witnessed that integrated development, or for that matter, mixed-use development in particular, in the case of Aurea, is definitely going to be a good demand. And we have also witnessed that, Lynn, in the past. Many of the mixed-use development in the past, during the launch weekend, tend to sell at least 70%. And the fact that Aurea only have 188, unlike some of the previous mixed-use development have got units, more than 700 units in the case of the reserve residents. And even reserve residents took up very well at the launch weekend. 71% were sold. So I feel like Aurea have got limited numbers, and it is going to be for select few.
Okay, talking about numbers, we are previewing at prices from $2,750 per square foot.
And that's quite unbelievable, right? Why I say that, Lynn, I must say, people were expecting, let's look at it. Aurea is in the core central region. And then we have the rest of the central regions. In very recent launches, the rest of the central regions, the average price was 2,007, and a lot of people expected Aurea to be priced more than 3,000. But I must say, give it to the developers, they were just very sensitive in the pricing. One of the key things that I would like to highlight here is this. Today, when I look at the price gap between the core central region and the RCR by general, it is at the smallest gap over 20 years. Just give an example, Lynn. As of last year, 2024, between the rest of the central region and the core central region, the gap is only 17.5%, and it used to be 94% 2007. We are talking about 15 years ago. Prices were so far apart. I mean, a lot of Singaporeans who desired to live couldn't afford it. But today, the gap has truly narrowed. And it's also mainly because of the very exciting and sensitive pricing by the developers, and that's why there's an opportunity right here.
You talk about yield, okay, but these developments, they're not new. More and more have come up in recent years, and I'm just trying to have a better perspective of things in terms of this industry. So comparing to condos that might not be within mixed-use developments, what are we looking at? Will they appreciate more or less?
Put it this way. If one have a choice to buy a condominium, everyone have gotten a budget. But if someone who can stretch that budget, you're able to be connected to the MRT within a walking distance. And all the more you have the eateries just right down or just connected. These are lifestyles and convenience. And generally, mixed-use development do command a premium. And I just give an example, even if we do a little bit of a comparison in terms of the price differences in last year in the resale market. If I say a mixed-use project like the South Beach Residence versus some of the neighboring, let's say the M comparable project, and the difference premium is 23%. People were prepared to pay a 23%.
Fantastic.
And why people are prepared to pay a 23%, it also goes back to the rental yield. Generally, a rental yield can command, for example, let's compare a one marina residence versus another project, let's say a Warwick, or for that matter, a South Beach residence. Generally, a mixed-use development command rental 28% more or 25% more. So people are prepared to pay a higher rental for the convenience, and as such, that's why it is in a stronger demand.
Oh, interesting. Now, let's see, from a developer's perspective, we want to talk about design now. How do you approach the design of a mixed-use development like Aurea to make it truly integrated?
Importantly, for a mixed-use development, a successful mixed-use development is that the urban conveniences must be at the doorstep. And so that is what we have done exactly for Aurea. Aurea is directly linked to the Golden Mile, which via a bridge on the level 2. So it means that the residents can just directly walk across, and then they can have a diversity, a variety of F&B, dining, retail, lifestyle offerings, the medical services, the officer services at their doorstep. So that is what actually defines a successful mixed-use development. And of course, in addition, you must actually have a thoughtful and curated and designed residence. So the resident of Aurea would actually have the urban conveniences and also exclusive luxury lifestyle.
Not to mention medical suites as well.
Yes, that's right.
So how did that come about? Is it a common trend these days?
No, when we designed Aurea as well as Golden Mile, we want to have a complete and comprehensive commercial and entertainment hub. So that is why we want to cover all aspects of what an Aurea resident would need when they stay in Aurea. So medical services is one of them.
Oh, you've thought of everything. It's all about, I suppose, creating that synergy between the different components.
Yes.
Gafoor, how do you see, you're a veteran in this industry, how do you see the role of mixed-use spaces in shaping the urban landscape in Singapore?
I think it's very important because especially when we look at the urban landscape, because it is a place where it is concentrated with a lot of office buildings. But it would be a pity that we have got huge amount of commercial and office and not having a residential offering. And that's why Aurea providing a mixed use is definitely a plus. People can have the best of working nearby and yet having the lifestyle and the convenience of residential. And yet they don't feel so crowded because Aurea's offering is unblocked view, and that's a rarity to start with. And one of the key things, Lynn, that what we have noticed here is this, even we take for last year, for example, core central region, 89% of the buyers were Singaporean and PR. And if we just go much earlier, let's say if we bring it back to about 10 years ago, the Singaporean and PR was only about 70%. Today we are talking about almost 90% of Singaporeans and PR. That's why there is an opportunity here for most Singaporeans who desire to own a piece of a beautiful development Aurea in CCR.
Talking about demographics, is there a particular profile you're looking at? Young professionals, families?
I think we have got a lot of interest because we have started as being one of these marketing agency appointed by the developer. The keen interest comes from varied group of people, actually, I must say. Young couples who are working there, for that matter, even retirees who thinks that, hey, I want to right size, but I want to live with the convenience of everything that is available. Not forgetting the investor group who sees as a rental yield as a good value for this particular development, and therefore the interest actually is varied, and we are quite excited generally because of the limited supply. Aurea will do well.
Hey.
Lily, can I just add on something
Sure.
about mixed development?
Go ahead.
Actually, I don't know whether both of you are aware, Golden Mile Complex actually pioneered the work, live, play concept in Singapore.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the one. So that is why Aurea together with Golden Mile, we want to continue with this original spirit, the original intent or original design of Golden Mile Complex.
That's a very interesting point. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now, Lacey, sustainability, in many of our conversations, we talk about it. It's a major focus these days, especially in Singapore. How do mixed-use developments contribute to, the city's environmental goals?
Well, for the Golden Mile Singapore, by us conserving and actually doing adaptive reuse of Golden Mile Complex is a major sustainability move. What we meant is that we conserve the building, we adapt it for reuse of what I call an iconic landmark, and try to bring in modern living inside. It is actually balancing a living environment, a new living environment, with the reduction in carbon footprint and also reduction in the intensity of our carbon production.
Okay. Any thoughts on that, Gafoor?
I know. I think it is really true, Lynn, because in fact we have done a survey close to 1,000 people and what is their priority. And people have 83% of them respondents said green or eco-friendly features are important to varying degree. So this seems to be a trend. Buyers do look for such features actually.
Okay. One thing I'm thinking about, because residential, commercial, and then you have medical suites. How do you strike that balance between the different users? Not to be a wet blanket, but sometimes there can be conflicts in terms of privacy and noise.
No, I don't think so, because looking at it from the design perspective, the residential is so beautiful is by itself.
That's
with
right.
all privacy and a beautiful drop-off point, while the office has got its own with its retail and medical suites, and there is a link access that is very exclusive. It is only to the residents and not for the public. So you have the best of two things. You have at the convenience of your doorstep from a retail, from working to medical, and the nearby other amenities of District 7. And yet you have the exclusivity when you go up to your house and the view, you don't hear anything.
Okay, I'm very mindful of time. We've got very little time left, so I'm going to double barrel my last questions. Looking forward, what's the future of mixed-use development in Singapore, and what do you think, or what's your wish list for the upcoming Singapore budget in terms of the real estate industry?
I think as far as Singapore's budget is concerned, Lynn, I think in a couple of hours we are going to hear everything. We do not want to hugely speculate, but I always know the Singapore government always take the Singaporeans' interest first. And I'm hoping for some good news. Hopefully it will be positive, and even whatever it is, I will not go to that part to just speculate. But as far as mixed developments are concerned, this is now coming more and more a form of a concept in Singapore's real estate landscape, and I think that is the right way to go, because we want to just have more mixed-use development where consumers and the owners can benefit rather than all having to congregate to downtown. But in any case, my only request here is I would like to invite as many or everyone to come and visit the show flat. It's opening this Saturday. We will be there together with the developers. 25th, next week, evening, 8 p.m. at the show flat. I'm giving a 1-hour talk, every detailed understanding of a mixed-use development.
Wonderful. Lacey, last word, 20 seconds.
Okay. I pray that all Singaporeans will embrace this new Golden Mile Singapore. And this new Golden Mile Singapore will be a testament of the creativity and the innovative spirit of all Singaporeans.
Can't wait. Thank you both. Ms. Shaw Lacey, Chief Operating Officer of Far East Organization's Sales and Leasing Group, as well as Ismail Gafoor, the CEO of PropNex. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the Audio app. That's AWEDIO, Audio, at the App Store and Google Play.